I'm Clark Garen, one of the owners of KAKZ Television and the host of the Jewish Cowboy. And I'm here to talk to you today about recounts. Now, Jill Stein has asked for a recount in Wisconsin. She's about just filed for one in Pennsylvania. She's going to file in Michigan. Now, Jill Stein is exercising American initiative. She's not going to win the election with a recount, but she's using this to raise money from supporters. She's using it to build a mailing list of contributors. She is really building her mark in the good old-fashioned American way, and I admire her and salute her for it. And she is not a threat to the transition of power. I unfortunately can't say the same about Hurricane Hillary Clinton, who is joining with Jill Stein in asking for a recount. Now, we all saw on election eve, Hurricane Hillary get up and concede the election and say that Donald Trump is our president. Frankly, if Hurricane Hillary had really been a patriot and had really been interested in the causes she claimed to, she, with all her baggage, would have never run for president. She would have asked that Joe Biden run for president, who frankly would have won in a landslide. But no, she put her own ambition ahead of the country, and now she's doing it again, asking for these recounts. One of the essences that she understood on November 8th was the need for a peaceful transition for power to come together under the new president. That's the mark of America. We come together under the new president. And this is not a new American tradition. I realize most of us weren't alive in 1876 for the election of Rutherford B. Hayes and Samuel Tilden. Well, Samuel Tilden won the popular vote, lost the electoral vote. And Joseph Pulitzer, yes, the man for whom the Pulitzer Prize is named, he called for 100,000 armed supporters of Tilden to storm Washington, D.C. But Tilden disavowed it. Tilden went to New York and back to retirement and said the country's got to come together. Maybe he was thinking about the words of Robert E. Lee. Yes, the general who commanded the Confederate States of America during the Civil War. That Robert E. Lee. On the eve of his surrender, one of his subordinate officers suggested instead of surrendering, they have the men all scatter into scavenging units who would for years go around and create terrorist actions throughout the country to force the North to settle with them. And Robert E. Lee, very dramatically, after giving 4 years of his life to trying to gain the independence for the Confederate States of America, said no. And I'm going to quote him because his words are memorable. "You and I as Christian men have no right to consider only how this would affect us. We must consider its effect on the country as a whole. Already it is demoralized by 4 years of war. If I took your advice, the men would be compelled to rob and steal in order to live. They would become mere bands of marauders. We would bring a state of affairs that would take the country years to recover from." And the next day he walked into a courthouse at Appomattox in Virginia and surrendered to General Ulysses S. Grant. So Robert E. Lee, who commanded the rebellion troops, displayed more interest in our union, more interest in our country, more understanding of our system than did Hurricane Hillary Clinton by demanding recounts. Now, her own campaign chair, her own campaign attorney says, well, these recounts aren't going to win. They aren't going to change anything. We're behind too far. Then why are they doing it? They are doing it for the same reason Donald J. Trump is the president today. They're doing it because Hurricane Hillary is not a patriot. Hurricane Hillary Clinton has never been interested in us. Hurricane Hillary Clinton has only one interest: the welfare of Hurricane Hillary Clinton. And let us remember that we were wise enough to say we don't want her. Thank you.